And Focus Now, Republican Senator Ted Cruz of the border state of Texas, member of the Foreign Relations and Judiciary Committees. I want to go straight to you, Senator, and get your take on she's in your state.
Well, Harris, good morning. It's good to be with you. Yes, Kamala has come to Texas. She is the sitting border czar. She is directly responsible for the crisis at our southern border, for the open borders we've had for 3.5 years, for the invasion of 11.5 million people. She was put in charge, and she did nothing. As you rightly noted, she's been to the border a total of one time in her 4 years as vice president. She went to El Paso. They cleaned it up. So she saw no illegal aliens. She didn't go to what was then the epicenter of the invasion. That was the Rio Grande Valley. She couldn't be bothered to go there. She didn't go to Eagle Pass, which is where the crisis moved next. She didn't go to Del Rio. I was in Del Rio on a day. Del Rio is a very small town on the Rio Grande River. It's about 30,000 people live in Del Rio. I was there on a day when in a single day there were more than 10,000 Haitian illegal immigrants crossing into Del Rio. Imagine for a second 1/3 of the population of your entire city entering in a single day. Kamala Harris was nowhere to be found. Instead, she's right now in my hometown of Houston talking to the national teachers unions because what is her priority? Her priority is opposing school choice. Her priority is keeping kids trapped in failed schools. I think education freedom is the civil rights issue of the 21st century. And Kamala Harris's message to low-income kids, to African-American children, to Hispanic children is you are trapped and there is no hope coming from the Democrats. Because why? They're more interested in the dollars and the political foot soldiers of the teachers unions than they are in the children who are being left behind. Kamala has zero interest in actually securing the border because she looks at 11 million illegal immigrants and she sees future Democrat votes as far as the eye can see.
Senator, two things on that. The way you put that, civil rights issue of the 21st century. Well, when did we find that out? During the lockdowns, when our kids were in our homes trying to learn on devices, even though we'd been told that too much time on a device for a kid would damage their brain. But there they were during the pandemic, and school unions had all of those things they wanted. Well, first it was vaccines, and then it was more money, and then they needed this. They were like the princess and the pea. And so she's not winning today, even though she's not talking about the border. What you're saying is she's not winning on the teaching issue either. The House has just passed that resolution condemning Vice President Kamala Harris and her handling of the border. And the vote count, Senator, 220 to 196. Your immediate reaction to the breaking news?
Well, look, I mean, I think her performance is the worst performance of any vice president in history. She was given charge of one issue, and that was to be border czar. And it was a spectacular, historic failure that has resulted in death and misery and despair. When you go down to South Texas, nobody defends what is happening. South Texas historically has been a Democrat region of our state. It is turning red because when you see the dead bodies every day, migrants dying, when you see children, little boys and little girls who have been brutalized, when you see women who have been repeatedly raped by human traffickers, when you see Americans dying of fentanyl overdoses, you cannot defend Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's open border. And Harris, I'm going to make a prediction. She's getting ready to speak to the teachers unions. I'm going to make two predictions about what she says. Number one, she will not use the words learning loss. Under the Democrats, they shut schools down all across the country. Tens of millions of school kids did not have in-person school for over a year. And as a result of Democrat shutdowns, we have seen the biggest increase in the racial gap, the biggest learning loss, and the students who were hurt the most under Kamala Harris's policies were African-American students and Hispanic students that have suffered the single greatest learning loss since we've been measuring it. She will not say a word about that. That's prediction number one. And here's prediction number two. My opponent, Colin Allred, a very liberal Democrat running against me. You're not going to see Colin Allred anywhere near Kamala Harris. He is running and hiding. I think he actually just signed up for witness protection. He doesn't want to be seen with her. I have suggested I am happy to pay for a tour of Colin Allred and Kamala Harris, tour the state of Texas, go down to the Rio Grande Valley together and celebrate her record as border czar because it's disastrous and it's hurt the people of Texas, which is why Colin Allred wants to be nowhere near her.
Look, your state has been so impacted, and your passion certainly exudes what that has been like. But also just the hard truth of the federal government went after your state and your governor to try to stop you all from stemming the flow of illegals. I mean, the journey that we have been on in the last 36 to 39 months is epic with this administration. Biden-Harris administration, he's not on the ticket anymore, but he says he's going to stay in the White House, and she's right there with him.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.